Mitch Duncan. Siren sounds. He's been like Geelong's Ringo Starr. He's never been the number one or even the number two guy, Mitch Duncan, but just keeps reliably banging away in the background. More important than you think. And here he is, maybe with a little help from his friends, to finish it off with a goal. Can't. Off hands, way behind. But a standing ovation for both the Cats and Mitch Duncan. The Cats' biggest win of the year, 112 points. North Melbourne's biggest loss of the year, 112 points. And the Cats, big percentage boost, top two on the AFL ladder.
Absolutely superb across the ground. Jeremy Cameron leading the way with 30 disposals, 4 goals, 3. Mitch Duncan with 30 as well in his milestone game. Tom Hawkins was the best forward on the ground, 6 goals, 3 throughout the night. And I like the game of Menengola as well. He's just building nicely since return.
They're plenty good players. They all shared the footy. They all got plenty of it. After quarter time, they were able to turn the ball over on the Kangaroos and then really punish them with their ball movement, their ability to find targets inside 50. The spread, you know, not just Cameron and Hawkins, but Stengel bobs up and Narkle kicked a couple. They share it really well. And well, they weren't dominant in the midfield. They wore the Kangaroos down as the game went on. They got better and better, and you just feel they're cherry ripe for the big clash next Thursday against the D's.
Their biggest win over North for more than 40 years, 1981. Cameron Mooney downstairs.
Thank you, guys. Mitch, before we get into fantastic career and all of those type of things, you should have gone the barrel.
I should have, mate. I've done it before from the other pocket. I should have given the other pocket a go.
250 games for this great club. What does it mean to you, buddy?
Mate, it's... I feel so privileged to land where I did. You know, we play in such big games. We have such good people at the footy club. You know, you taught me the ropes with a lot of other great players, and I thank you for that. Not just for my, you know, playing ability, but the person that I've become as well.
What about late there? Tommy Hawkins. So Tommy Hawkins kicked over 700 goals. I reckon percentage-wise it's pretty high with you giving them to him. You run around the back for the nice little cheap one and he's burnt you.
Yeah. No, I want him to kick it, but I was maybe hoping for a little mark inside 50, but even that one, I tried that hard to get a goal in the last quarter. I ran out of legs.
Start of the game, you took your family through the banner. I mean, what does that mean to you?
Mate, it's pretty special. The middle child, Ollie, he was not a fan of it. He was tears and all. Didn't want to get put down, but no, it's great. It's great to be a part of such a family club. Bring them along and make them experience it.
Well, the boys did well for you tonight. It's a fantastic win. Go over and celebrate. 250 games, mate. Congratulations. You've been a star for the club.
Thanks, Moona.
Well
Cheers.
done,
thanks, guys.
Yeah, another wonderful game and a wonderful career for Mitch Duncan with the 30 disposals again. As we said, that last kick was only his second ineffective kick for the night. And they were able to do as they pleased, really. They broke the Kangaroo spirits in that second term, and at half-time, you know, you could see the Kangaroos, they just didn't have anything. They'd given all they could with their effort in that first half in particular. They weren't able to move the ball forward, and then from there it just really, you know, Geelong just broke their hearts with the way that they were ruthless with the way they play, because the Cats do it every time, every week. Doesn't matter who the opposition is, where or when they're playing. They play their way. They were able to turn the ball over, and in the end, I mean, 25 marks inside 50. They were able to do as they pleased when they got the ball back on offence.
With the big numbers when you start talking 25 marks inside forward 50, Joey. And look, I know the rotations were down for North Melbourne, and they missed the run of Hall off half-back. Turner's Desire as two leaders that did get off the ground early for North Melbourne, but at quarter time, they were right in this game. Expected Geelong to chip away and bridge the gap, but not to make it 112 points in the end.
Just 13 inside 50s for the Kangaroos after quarter time. So they weren't able to take any ground off Geelong, move the ball forward. And
good on them though here though, Joey, showing respect to Mitch Duncan in his milestone game.
Big hug from his coach, Chris Scott. Been a fantastic contributor. Mitch Duncan talked about how much he's done for this club, how great a player he's been. Premiership player. Oh, nearly.
First fumble tonight.
Joel Selwood, Tom Hawkins. Joel Selwood not playing tonight, obviously, but he was picked 28 back in 09. Mitch Duncan, game 250. Massive round of applause for one of their premiership heroes. Cats with a few to come back. Tom Stewart's still obviously a few weeks away, as we see Eddie Betts having a laugh. What a pickup he's been as an assistant coach. So Joel Selwood, Sam de Koning was a laid out in this one with a slight cork. That's their run. So GMHBA Stadium next Thursday night, and a good run of games at GMHBA. Still 4 to come in their run to the finals, and they'll be in the finals. It just depends on from which position they attack. Another tilt at the flag from.
There's some big games there, but in particular here at home, and you've got two teams in round 20 and 21 that are desperate to play finals this year. We'll see where the Bulldogs are at, but St Kilda's right in the hunt for a finals berth after their big win this round. So it's going to be some good games here.
And from here on in, they can continue to manage their list. If they can keep knocking off the wins, they've rested Joel Selwood tonight. We've spoken about their training load, where they're getting themselves primed so that, you know, they can taper a bit at the end of the season and still have the work in the legs. They're getting game times now back. Dangerfield did exactly what you wanted to see from him. Menegola, Henry, Gary Rowan, Max Holmes, who's important for them now, all playing and getting some continuity. So it all sets up for another tilt at a Premier, or having a crack at making a grand final and trying to win that flag. And they'll probably do it from a top 4 position, you would think.
As you mentioned, Jono picked up pretty much 10%. So stamping at the heels of Melbourne win-loss ratio-wise, and play them next week, and stamping at their heels percentage-wise as well. 135.6, 139.6 the top 2. And there's daylight really second and third percentage-wise, but behind those top 2 who are starting to establish themselves on the ladder.
Always a strong indicator, percentage, of how a team's gone over the course of a season.
Get through tomorrow, the game's tomorrow, and there's some important ones, but then Thursday night can't come around quick enough. Melbourne v Geelong here.
Saturday night, prime time footy on Fox Footy. Would have been a tough watch for North Melbourne, for the Cat fans. It's exactly what you're after. They put on a show. Sometimes the Cats win these games by, 6 or 7 goals. And
well, it's almost a bit more to do with their new ball movement, Dwayne. Like in previous years, they'd get up by 30 or 40 points. They'd, put the cue in the rack, so to speak, and just maintain the footy, chip it around. Now, with the way that they're playing, that they're taking the game on more, they're attacking off half-back a lot quicker. And that's why they were able to, as we said, pile on over 100 points from turnover, because they're not content anymore, Jono, just to maintain the ball and build it up patiently. They want to put the foot down and really pile on scores, and that's what we saw tonight, as we said, that led to 25 marks inside 50 and kicking 144 points.